And welcome back. It's Take Design Group. And we got another really bad design. This time it's coming from New Era slash MLB. New Era has the MLB license for all their baseball caps if you've been living under a rock for the last 20 plus years. And what we have here is something that has went viral over the entire planet. New Era decided that they wanted to do a mashup between the icon of the team and its trademark mark, which is the word spelled out. And as you can see right here, this is really bad. Really bad. As you can see, the words that are being spelled out. The Texas version is really bad because it's in a state where a lot of people speak Spanish. And if you know the Spanish word for female breast, that's what it spells right there. And if you go online and look for this cap, they'll actually have the T blurred out. Astros, another Texan team, and you can see the way the word is spelled out with the iconic H on top of it as hoes. That does not work. And then finally we have the Los Angeles Angels, which is now sounding like close to anals of a person's behind. Once again, another reference to a rear end part of a person. So we have this name, we have the tetas, the a-holes, or assholes, and anals. These are really bad. The way that they are reading, the way that they look, and not sure who okayed this over at New Era and over at MLB. The creative director, the senior graphic designer, the graphic designer, and approvals over at MLB should all be fired for this. I just don't understand what any of them were thinking about when they okayed these designs. This is a really offensive, and I'm not sure where the morality is at in each of these individuals in the chain of command of approval process. I'm sure this had to get approved by at least 5 people. And at least 5 people checked off and say, yes, this is a go, this is a go, this is a go. And even when they got back the first samples of production, no one ever stopped to say, hey, these words are reading this way, and this is not good. So, with that being said, Take Design Group, thank God we have Take Design Group. They can come and rescue these designs. So what we did, we laid out these designs, and we wanted you to see the mashups that they did. And some of them, some of them actually, they're all bad. They're all bad. Some of them just don't look as bad as these, where they're actually reading out other words when you try to pronounce them. The other ones just kind of seem like they plopped the main iconic logo over the location or team logos behind it was spelled out. So, but they still look bad overall. It's really a bad design, and I'm not sure, like I said, who approved this, but they should all be fired. This is a major screw up. I'm sure it cost New Era hundreds of thousands of dollars when they had to pull all of these hats off the shelves. It's a total loss, and I'm hoping somebody got fired for this. So let's get back to these really bad designs. And like I said, thank God we have Take Design Group, and we're going to redesign these designs. Right now we've pulled up some logos that we had on stock, of some of the teams that we're going to redesign, and it really is not that hard to do this. So we're gonna go with one of the really bad ones, which was the Texas. So we're gonna pull over some of their logos here, and we're going to literally redesign this. So we're gonna pull them over here, and we're gonna start redesigning this, and we're gonna see what Tape Design Group can come up with. That Texas did really bad with. So let's pull this over here. Let's make a copy. And we're just going to mask off Texas so we can have it basically. And we're just going to pull it over here, and we're going to start. And we're going to pull all these hats down below because we don't need them up top here. And we're going to redesign this logo because this is really bad. So basically what you see is you see the T, and which is this version here. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we're going to head and so I just don't understand what the problem was ultimately. Makes me like this one. So, and we're not going to make the same mistake that they did. We are actually just going to do something very basic. And I think that would have probably been 10 times better than what they did. I'm going to take the TM out of here. And, normally I would like to change some things, but this is an approved logo design. So we're not going to mess with the logo itself. We're just simply going to rearrange it. And here, I'm going to take this color and give it a little bit of highlight, the shadow color, and I think that's would have been it. And that would have been better. I hate to say it, but it would have worked 10 times better. Let me take the TM off of here, it's kind of big. And you would have had a much better baseball cap. And that was it. I don't understand why. You see how easy that was? Look how easy that was. It wasn't that hard. Just to invert or flip. To put the T behind it instead of in front of it. And it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. And I just don't understand why. Why that wasn't done in the first place. I just don't understand. So let's go ahead. Now that we did that, and that was what? All of 2 minutes, if even 2 minutes. And I just don't understand why. Let's do the next one. So we have the Angels. Let's go ahead, let's bring some logos over. So this is the Angels. So we don't need this one. But it would be nice to, well, let's figure it out. So we have the A, and on this one we have a white halo instead of a gray one. And then what we're going to do, we're going to move this out the way. We don't need that one. Now, here, but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rock the angels with the curvature version. Now, since we want this to look right, as we can see that there is no, and what we'll do is we'll just take this out. Except for that. Okay, so now that we have that, let's remove the TMs. Simply because they don't use it on their caps a lot of times, so we're going to remove it. Okay, so now that we have all of that, and so also what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up a red cap. There you go. See? And no harm, no foul. And we just want to bring it up so you can see no harm, no foul. That's foul. No harm, no foul. That's foul. Literally. And so, once again, it took of all of 1 or 2 minutes to make this. And we're going to do, let's do the next one. And I just don't understand how did it get approved? Who approved this? Like, we should be having congressional hearings at MLB and New Era on who co-signed this. Yeah, congressional hearings. So here we go. The Astros, which is spelled assholes. And so let's go ahead and let's pull up some logos. And we got that one, and we can take this one here. And let's make sure we get the colors right. So that's why we're pulling the color pickers. And it's just not that hard. I just don't understand. So here we go. There we go. Another one. See? Offensive. Not offensive. Correct. Offensive. And what was that other one? Oh yes, the Oakland A's. Now for the Oakland A's, we're going to probably do something a little different. And I think this should have been a really ultimate no-brainer. You know, now I see what the problem is. You're just gonna. There we go. And so now you see the difference. Big difference. And someone got paid a lot of money to mess everything up. I mean, they just totally fucked it up. And cost New Era and MLB so much money. Look at that. I mean, that was really a no-brainer to construct and to come up with. And, you know, that's the difference. That is Tate Design Group. You know, sometimes you just got to keep things simple and stupid. And New Era's graphic design team and did not do that. They didn't keep it simple and stupid. They just fucked it up. It's a difference. Simple and stupid means it's clean, it's easy, it's a no-brainer. Fucking it up, that's what they did here. That's what New Era did. This is a fuck up of epic proportions. Back in the 90s, we used to call this was a foosball. It's fucked up beyond all recognition. And that's what we got here. Look at that. The athletic asses, the assholes, the anals, and the tatas. The tetas. Tetas, which is basically a woman's breast in Spanish. And so this was a total fuck up by MLB and New Era. Like I said, the design team, creative director, senior director, they should all be fired for this. I know it cost a lot of money, but this is a really bad design, hands down. Let's go ahead. Let's put this label on it. Let's go ahead. Let's copy it. Really bad design. Really, really bad design. You get the label for this one. That's a really, really bad design. Let's go ahead. Let's highlight it. Let's make it look bad as it is. There we go. And all we did was just flip it because it really didn't require too much changing. It really didn't. It required some fucking common sense. Okay? Some common sense to look at it and read. This spells ass, this says assholes, this says anals, and this is tatas in Spanish. And especially with the large Spanish-speaking communities that are in the Texas area, yeah, they looked at it and was like, what the fuck were you guys thinking about? Like, who was high that day? Who walked into the office high? Everybody smoked a blunt, you know, or they got some meth, they went in the corners, they did their work, and they came back to the other director. It was like, this is great. And they're all high, and nobody was paying attention. And this was bad. And I'm sure this went through many hands. Take Design Group, we kept it simple, really simple and stupid. You just basically flip it the other way. You put the icon in the back, you let the word read as it should, and that way, you don't have any reading issues. And here we have reading issues. It's not, I don't know what they were trying to do. If on the off chance, right? Let's say on the off chance that they really wanted that icon out front, right? The art director was just firm on having that, and we're just going to pull this to the side. I'm going to make copies of it. Let's say they were really firm about having the icons in the front, right? So let's ungroup this. And, we're not going to make that mistake that they did, but we're going to pull this up front. Here's what you could have did, right? Let me just pull this because I don't want to pull it over and read the word. And so what we're going to do, oh, that wouldn't help either. I'm just saying. Yeah, that wouldn't help either. I'm just sitting here, just kind of going through the motions. Or maybe pulled it really small. Let's put this in the front actually. I mean, it's not as compelling as the old one, but still. And even these versions work better than these versions. Even though the mark is smaller, it still works better. And there's, a couple of different renditions. And it didn't hurt to play around and give samples, but no. Somebody thought they were being cool in the office. And here you go, Take Design Group. And we just made a few simple changes from this really bad design. So there you have it. I know it's a short one today. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Hopefully people will pay attention to the designs that they're creating. If you like this video and you've checked out some of our other ones, please go ahead and check them out. Like, comment, and subscribe. We always like to hear what people have to say, positive or negative. But here you go. Scan the barcode and check out our website. We got really cool designs. If you also may need our services and you like what we do, scan the barcode, check out our website. And tap in, link up, contact us on our website, and we respond to all our messages. Once again, thank you for stopping by for another episode of Really Bad Design. and corrections by Tate Design Group. And we'll check you guys out soon. All right, laters.